bouts earlier this afternoon. 10 gold medals for the Russians, 1 for Cyprus, 1 for the Ukraine and 1 for Romania. But there is expectation in this arena as you join myself, Ollie Wilson and Andy Clark for the evening session, because we have 5 Georgian fighters in the bouts this evening, and there is a keen audience looking to see Georgian hopes turn to Georgian cold. And we have a Georgian fighter in our opening bout of the evening this evening in the pinweight category, 44 to 46 kilo category. Renat CHUBREVYCHEV making his way to the ring, the Ukrainian in the red corner. A man who liked to keep his distance on Friday in his semi-final against the Russian AYVAZYAN GOR. He didn't allow his opponent to get in close at all. He used distance to great effect. He will be taking on a Georgian youngster, the EUBC European Schoolboys champion, the winner of the Montenegro Cup. Gor AYVAZYAN, the Georgian hopes for a first gold medal this evening land on his shoulders, and he will be excited and buoyed, I'm sure, by a keen home crowd this evening. Came across as a very smart boxer indeed in his semi-final. Timed his shots, tried to be as accurate as possible without flinging a melee of wild arms. And he looks energetic in his approach to the ring this evening as we get the first bout of the evening ready and set to go. And it is an arena that has filled up in our break between the afternoon and evening session. And there are plenty of Georgians here in support, as you would expect.
Really has filled up, you're right. That stand that you can see on camera there and behind us, and all the seats filled around ringside. AYVA President Umar Kremlev sat in the middle of the front row away to our right, and as you say, a lot of expectation on AYVAZYAN, and there's plenty more to come throughout the course of this evening. They saw Tatia Bukia of Georgia come close, really close, against Denova of Russia in the afternoon session. Couldn't quite take gold there, so AYVAZYAN will be looking to get Georgia off to a flying start to this evening's entertainment.
Touch of gloves from the two in the middle before we get set to get underway. The bright yellow shoes of the Ukrainian CHUBREVYCHEV coming out of the red corner, but it is the Georgian in blue who is quick to be on the offensive straight away, and he's coming out swinging as well. Put that guard up around the head, and he takes just a blow with the left coming from the Ukrainian as AYVAZYAN looks to reply quickly. Solid left coming through as he looks with the uppercut to follow it up, but goes swinging and missing on that. Same with that right hand that came up over the top. The Ukrainian is certainly on the back foot slightly, but is doing well to evade this early little onslaught from the aggressive Georgian, and the crowd at least appreciating his aggression in the opening 40 seconds or so of round one. Remember, 3 2-minute rounds in every bout this evening to decide who takes the gold. And once more, the pressure and the right hand that's looking for a big hit from the Georgian seems to be impressing the home crowd.
He's got a real pro style about him, AYVAZYAN. This isn't something you see often in AYVA boxing, because he comes in quite square, his feet planted wide, and looks to try and slip, bob and weave his way in, and then generate real power from the core with those hooks, with those gloves up by his ears, that peekaboo style that Costamato used to teach to the likes of Mike Tyson. What it does mean is that he is square as he comes in, and he's got to try and catch him on his way in there, Renat CHUBREVYCHEV. And he does it to the body there nicely. This is a really good fight.
CHUBREVYCHEV was caught as well, though, as he stepped in with his right hand, with a left that came just round onto the jaw from AYVAZYAN. AYVAZYAN again with a strong right, just forcing his opponent back. Good head movement from the Ukrainian, just to glance away from the left hand of the Georgian.
That's good boxing. That's good boxing from CHUBREVYCHEV. There was a lovely left hand there. He's just beginning to move a little bit better now, and the steam has gone out of AYVAZYAN a bit. It's a very physically demanding way to fight, the way he does it.
Round one is in the books, and well, you would perhaps favour the Georgian slightly just because of the aggression in the early going, but CHUBREVYCHEV just seemed to be able to telegraph those a little bit better as the round went on. 10s across the board with 9s for the Georgian. They've given it to CHUBREVYCHEV, the Ukrainian, instead. The early advantage, as you see there. which is interesting because you would have thought the judges, particularly as we are in Georgia, and that does crop up from time to time, but as well with him being impressive in the opening minute or so, may have seen it another way, but they've all seen it towards the Ukrainian.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky, I think, there, Ayvazyan, not to get anything from that opening round. You had a couple of things going on there. He was very aggressive, but he did land some clean shots in the first minute. Towards the end of the round, CHUBREVYCHEV got to grips with him. He is the more skilled all-round boxer of the two, so there wasn't much in that round. And if we'd seen some split scoring there, I think that would have been fair. I'm not arguing that CHUBREVYCHEV could get the win with any one of the judges, but to get it with all of them, I think the Georgian is a bit unlucky.
Aggressive again, but CHUBREVYCHEV able to fight back, and a very good left hand just a couple of seconds ago as well. Catches the Georgian on the face.
This is a good start to the round from CHUBREVYCHEV. You see the 1-2 there, gets his feet in, gets close enough to throw it, then pulls his feet out. He did catch a right hand there from Ayvazyan, but he's gone about his business really well at the start of the second round here. But there's that big right again.
Caught again, it was a little left, followed by the hefty right that just landed on the chin of the fighter in red, CHUBREVYCHEV. He does, though, it seemed, at the beginning, as we have a moment, just because Ayvazyan's shoelace needs to be retied. But CHUBREVYCHEV does seem to be, as we saw at the end of the first round, telegraphing it slightly better with his movement to stay away from the attacks of the Georgian. Nice left goes straight down the middle from CHUBREVYCHEV, and a lovely step away as well to avoid the attack. Another good left hand there as well that rocks the Georgian's head back slightly. And he has to pause for a moment before realigning and starting again to get aggressive. A little stagger back because it was a wild right-handed swing after he was able to get a jab to land.
He's found his distance really well in this second round, CHUBREVYCHEV. There's a good example, left hand to the body, and then just pulls those feet back. It's a raiding missions. It's sharp work from him, but if he switches off just for a split second, he eats something. And he did that right hand again there from Ayvazyan. This is a great fight, brilliant to watch.
Ayvazyan's right hand is very powerful. He puts a lot of momentum into it as well. Swinging for the fences with it when he decides to throw that right hook. And again, he looks to try and get in close once more and get in his shooting range. Left hook for good measure as they come out of the clinch. CHUBREVYCHEV still trying to stay on those toes and continuing to just dance around the ring with ease. And he was caught slightly by another right hand from the Georgian. And again, he gets aggressive, Ayvazyan. Good head movement by the Ukrainian to duck away from a couple of blows. Another fairly even round in the end, you could say. I think CHUBREVYCHEV was better in the opening exchanges, but again, Ayvazyan just finding a bit of confidence towards the end and finding a way to land some blows. And it's a split decision that time. 2 10s with 9s in the Georgians' favour, but 3 10s with 9s in the favour of the Ukrainian. And Ayvazyan has found some favour with the judge from Azerbaijan and Belarus. But the Ukrainian still has the advantage overall.
He does. 2-point lead with 3 of the judges, 2 of them level, so he's very much in the driving seat here. Interestingly, I'd have scored those rounds the other way around. I'd have had split scoring in the first round and given CHUBREVYCHEV the second. I thought that second round was quite a clear round to the Ukrainian, and the first one was very, very even. So I've got no squabble with what I'm seeing there. I just would have had it the other way around. Ayvazyan's putting loads into this, and every time that CHUBREVYCHEV even remotely switches off, then he's right on top of him. But the more skillful fighter here, it is the Ukrainian. But he hasn't just got skills, he's happy when he needs to set his feet and give it to Ayvazyan. And you've got to do that against a fighter like him, or he will just roll up on you all day.
It's a nice uppercut there, though, by Ayvazyan. As they got in close once more, and that right hand just came up onto the jaw of his opponent in all red out of the red corner, the Ukrainian CHUBREVYCHEV. And once again, he's finding that distance, but he's caught there by another right hand. Has to duck away from a left and duck underneath it. Does give him that space that he wants once again, though, as he's able to keep some distance. Trying to break down the defence now of the Georgian is CHUBREVYCHEV. And he's drawn in a little closer, and they both exchange a body blow each.
just kind of agreeing to have a little bit of a walk around with each other there, just to see if they can nick a break. But that's good from AYVAZYAN. Big right hand, stepped in after it and landed the left.
Trying to come up from the inside with the left hook that time, but again, CHUBREVYCHEV is able to just dart away from it. It's still such a difficult target to try and aim at as AYVAZYAN leans more into his punches in this final round. 38 seconds to go. That's a very good right after the good left as well. Caught his opponent. AYVAZYAN's making a really good stick of this in the third round. Oh, he's just caught on the chin there, left himself open to a left-handed straight that rocked him slightly. Starts swinging again, slightly erratically and stumbling forward with about 20 seconds to go in the third round. Will he go for broke here, the Georgian, right at the end with about 10 seconds to go in the final round? Good shots by CHUBREVYCHEV, not allowing AYVAZYAN to get those final flurry of punches in the last few seconds. And that is the final round in the books. And again, there were just swells of momentum for both fighters throughout that final round, but I have to say AYVAZYAN at one point really seemed to have an upper hand and some momentum for a fair bit of the middle part of that final round. He's got a slight cut on the cheek as well of CHUBREVYCHEV.
Really good fight, though, to get things underway this evening. Really good fight. They both gave it everything. A lot of skill in there, some power, a lot of durability, tons of heart and desire.
And it is CHUBREVYCHEV, the Ukrainian, that dashes the Georgian hopes of a gold medal in the first bout from the men's evening schedule this evening.
So that final round has gone 4 judges in favour of AYVAZYAN by 10-9, 1 in favour of CHUBREVYCHEV 10-9, and overall those scores I think are bang on, because that was a close, a very competitive fight, but I thought there was a clear enough winner there in CHUBREVYCHEV. He just had the skill edge on AYVAZYAN. But it was a great way to start, because he's got that educated kind of approach, AYVAZYAN. He's not just some kind of brawler who walks you down. He looks to move his upper body side to side, move that head, he keeps the guard up, and he chooses well when he's going to let his hands go. You didn't see him lose his balance too much and come over the top of that front foot. He took his feet with him when he punched and sets him when he punches too. So I think these two are going to tangle with each other quite a bit down the years by the look of it. And